I'm Lorne Therrien. Joining me today is John Podesta. In this video, I'm going to share with you one of the guillotine choke defenses that we practice in full circle fighting system. Let's break it down. The danger of a guillotine choke depends on the opponent's background. If they have a background in grappling, they could pull guard or they could sprawl and your face will become part of the ground. They could knee you in the face, and also they could be carrying a pocket knife. So we're going to go through that with the opponent having a pocket knife and or me having a pocket knife. So let's break it down. John grabs me in a guillotine choke. First, I need to grab with one hand to get air, to take the stress off my throat. With the other hand, I'm going to place my fist for a moment into the crease of the thigh to stop any knee to my groin, or from him pulling his hips forward in order to apply the guillotine choke. From this moment, I'm going to palm the groin with the heel of the palm. As many times as necessary, follow the contour of the body and elbow up under the chin. Now, my arm is up, it's going to come down, I'm going to punch the back of his hands, again, as many times as necessary to release the hold. I will step in, still holding the arm. I will bring it behind his back with my free hand. If he has hair, I will be grabbing the hair. If he doesn't have hair, I will dig my fingers into the eyes, pull his head back, and apply a rear naked choke. Let's look at that again. John grabs me in the guillotine choke. Grab onto the wrist or the arm so you can get air. Take the stress off your throat and your neck for that moment. Check the hip so he doesn't knee you. Try to knee me, John. Can't knee. Try to pull your hips forward. You can't pull his hips forward for that moment. That gives me time to strike into the groin or even crush the groin and pull. Come up, follow the contour of the body, elbow up underneath the chin. Punch the back of the hands. Step in, step back, bring that arm up behind the back, reach around, fingers into the eye sockets, or grab the hair, pull the head back, apply my rear naked choke. Okay, let's try it from another angle. Now, as I mentioned, things change if you have a knife or if they have a knife. Let me show you that first. If he gets me in the guillotine choke, I get air, I grab with one hand, get air, take the stress off my throat, but I have a knife. Now, I open that knife or I deploy the blade, that is it. The game's over. I have many options once I deploy that blade. So we have to keep that in mind depending on the situation. Next, if my opponent has a knife, he has me in the guillotine choke. Actually, I'm going to bring you around this way here so you can see it. Has me, I see he has a knife as I'm trying to get air, relieving the stress on my throat. I see he has a knife. I can switch hands, grab his knife, pull out his knife. Now I can hammer into his thighs. I can hammer into his kidneys. And also, this becomes a game changer. There are many options available to me. Okay, so that again is very briefly explaining if you or your opponent is carrying a pocket knife. It does change things, and you have to keep this in mind when you're defending yourself. It's reality. Okay, so one more time on the guillotine choke if no weapons are available. He pulls me down, he gets me in the guillotine choke. I grab with one hand to get air. I strike into the groin with the heel of my palm as many times as necessary, or I crush and pull. I slide up the contour of the body, elbow up underneath the chin. I punch the back of the hands as many times as necessary. I step in, I step back. I reach up, I dig my fingers into the eyes or grab his hair. In this case, I'll pull into the eyes, pull him back from my choke, and that is it. That is my rear naked choke. That is a guillotine choke defense that we practice in Full Circle Fighting System. If you'd like to see more of these videos, please subscribe to the channel. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. Thanks for watching.